Hi, I'm Chaz Kangas from Go 95.3, and my illustrious guest at this time, you are now in the presence of viewing a world record holder. You're viewing someone officially endorsed by Capcom, one of the largest, fastest growing fan bases and touring artists in indie hip-hop. My guest at this time.
Who? Oh, Megaran and k-murdock.
Yo.
Megaran.
I talk a lot more than that, but that was just a joke, you know.
Cool. And we're good.
Amazing introduction. Thank you for that awesome intro.
Thank you for being Megaran. So you're in town for AnimeCon.
Yes, I am. Anna Minneapolis has been going on for, I think, over 10 years. We've played it maybe 2 or 3 times in the past. It's always a fun time. It's during the holiday weekend, and usually sound sets going on, so it just always works out really well to be in Minneapolis at a time like this. So got to shout out those guys. They also do conventions in Wisconsin, like Nebraska, Chicago, and the Minneapolis one is one of my faves.
Cool. So in the past 4 years, how much has that crowd changed, have you noticed, for your performances?
Like AnimeCon?
Correct. AnimeCon.
Oh man, it's been really cool to see over the last like 5, maybe 6, 7 years the changing of the crowd. You know, like we get older kids, but we also get younger kids. We also get kids of mixed, diverse backgrounds, and I know in the beginning it was a pretty white thing, and not to say that it was a bad thing. It was just a bunch of there wasn't a lot of diversity. And then it started to really start to grow. Like I think something happened, some switch turned where people realized it was okay to be their full self, which meant, hey, if you like anime, there's a group of kids who also like it. Let's get together. And it's really been awesome to see in a lot of these communities where now there's a hugely more diverse audience, which is dope.
So how many performances has this been for you in Minnesota?
Gosh, this is my second one this year. But overall in Minnesota, at least about maybe 7 to 10 times. We've come through with MC Chris in the past, came through with Samus once, came through solo a couple times. Yeah, it's been fun. This is one of my favorite places to play.
Sweet. So another one of your favorite places is inside the SmackDown Wrestling Ring, where last July you were present for the New Day Usos rap battle. How did that come together?
Oh man, I got to shout out Xavier Woods for being just a really cool dude. We've been friends for a long time, just over a mutual love of video games, hip hop, and cultures and all that stuff. And one day he's just like, "Hey man, we're gonna be in Phoenix. Are you gonna be around?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "We got this crazy idea to shoot a vignette of us doing a rap battle, but we want to do it in like a basement setting. You know, originally it was not going to be in the ring. It was going to be in another location previously taped." And then as they were going through it, Road Dogg, who wrote a lot of the segment, was like, "This is good. Let's put it in the ring." And then they went and got Wale, and then they got myself, and it was just a dream come true. Like to be in that ring, like to walk down to the ring. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep for a week, like leading up. I kept thinking, like, I'm gonna trip on the way to the ring, and I'm gonna be on Botchamania forever. And but it worked out, man. And it was a dream come true. Like we walked into a side door, and at that time, Woods is like, "Hey, Rand, come up here." And he's like on the ramp, and he's like, "Come up here." And I went up there, and I just turned around and was like, "Ah, like this is it. This is where all of my favorites have walked." It was surreal, man. Man, one of a kind experience. It's like not even something I ever set out to accomplish. Like one day I want to walk down and no, you don't think that's possible. And then it happens.
Speaking of accomplishments, you recently have a Guinness Book of World Record officially.
Oh, that's amazing. We were in London earlier this year, and they were like, "We want to give you a record. I'm pretty sure you have the most video game songs." And I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Have you ever counted?" I'm like, "No." And so I went through, and a number of them I've done with k-murdock. Probably just even alone, the tracks we've done together would have probably been a record with Forever Famicom and then DLC 1, 2, 3. Like we've got a lot. So it was over 100 songs, and they were like, "Oh wow, this is definitely a record. Like you've got it beat by a long shot. So come on into the office. Let's do some photos, and we're going to put you in the 2019 book." And I'm like, what? Like I remember being a kid having the Guinness Book of Records at my house and reading about longest fingernail and all these crazy, you know what I mean? Oldest man and I don't know, just crazy stuff. And this is amazing, like to be able to be a part of it. Like I thought about going for the freestyle record, but like it seems to get broken a lot.
I actually held that for a while when it was 28 hours.
What's it now?
Now it's broken into 4 separate categories. One is like impromptu single-person freestyling. One is like group freestyling. One is continuous rap performance, which doesn't necessarily have to be freestyling. And there's one. One is like group freestyling, and then one is just assortment of people freestyling. They separate that versus like having it a single group versus having just a bunch of random people all together. Yeah.
Around. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. See, this is why I couldn't have possibly jumped into that. That sounds crazy. And then Murs had one which was just continuous rap, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was the one of the non-freestyle.
Freestyle. Okay. And when I tuned in and watched him do that, he was like rapping Snoop lyrics, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't know you could do that. You don't even have to rap your own lyrics. So
when I saw it, he was doing crisscross lyrics. So he will be at Soundset too. So you can take it up. We can get into a fight with Murs. Brought to you by Gun 95.3.
Bring a camera. It's going down. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
He's got a mean right hook.
Yeah. Murs is the OG.
But speaking of right hooks, you occasionally are rocking a mean one yourself with that cannon, because you are officially endorsed by Capcom, who are responsible for such games as
Street Fighter, Hadouken, and Resident Evil, all types of great games. It's been an honor to work with those guys, and I think honestly, I tell the story on stage a little more exaggerated, but basically, I got an email from them, and maybe it was back in MySpace days. I got a message from them with the big C in the logo, and they were like, "We heard you're doing a Mega Man album, but don't worry, this isn't a cease and desist." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And they were like, "We love it, and we would like to talk to you about working together." And that was cool. Another thing you don't necessarily set out to accomplish, you just kind of do it. In the hip hop school of thought, we just kind of do things. I'm sure Kay has sampled some records that we haven't necessarily talked to the original owners of them at that time. You just do it. And then hopefully it works out. And this is one of those cases where they were like, "We like what you do. It's clean. It's well done. It's well thought out. And we think it's a worthy tribute to Mega Man." So they invited me to Comic-Con. They were like, they had me signing autographs, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And that was when I discovered this world of whatever it is. Some people call it nerdcore. I call it chip hop. This very interesting subgenre of rap. And I just realized that that there was a whole world out there, that I didn't know about, and that I appreciate it, and they appreciate it as well. So it was really cool. And since then, we've been working together. I'm excited about Mega Man 11. So far, I have no involvement in it so far, but I would love to be involved. That's coming out later on this year. And but yeah, it's just the fact that they didn't sue me was a really good look.
It's all love when it comes to that. So, all right, lightning round for both of you. Which is the best Mega Man villain? Go.
I like Metal Man.
Aquaman.
All right, second best Mega Man villain. Go.
Second best, Crash Man.
Cut Man.
All right, and that concludes our lightning round. So,
Super lightning.
yeah, well,
Hey, what's your favorite Mega Man villain?
Cutsman.
Okay, all right.
Because I had the toy as a kid.
Oh, they had toys?
Yeah, for off the mid-90s anime.
Oh, that's right. The cartoon was pretty bad. Well, at least the American version wasn't great.
So, fantastic then. So, and we have you judging our Shut Up and Rap on Sunday, because you have a history with our own Augie 5000.
I do. He was in Phoenix for a long time. Big supporter and really good friend. So looking forward to hanging out with Augie again. It's been a while, I like how guys who are in radio, their consistency and just stick-to-itness is always like so commendable. So it's great to see guys doing really awesome things. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. This is my first sound set, so it'll be real cool.
Yeah, have you done sound set before?
No, and unfortunately will not be able to attend this one either. I have to fly back to D.C., so.
Oh, cool.
Vicariously through the tweets and the footage,
Right. Hey, all right, so do you know the competitors in the Shut Up and Rap?
Oh, yeah, these are all ones who've qualified beforehand, so it's going to be a best of the best.
Vetted these. Okay, so we won't have it.
We vetted them twice over. We vetted it to 13 on stage, and then all of them performed, and then we vetted that down to 6.
Ooh, what about the beats? Are we doing original beats? Or are we doing like commercial?
Typically, they're all original beats. Because what it is it's them performing their own original songs, and then just the winners being chosen from that based on their performance, based on the song itself, based on all the levels of evaluating. It's basically just going to see 6 really good quick songs performed in an hour, and then you decide which one is your favorite.
That's exciting. I'm glad it's not like them like dissing each other and tearing each other down. Like, so now we get to see their songwriting ability, which I think is probably the most important aspect that no one thinks about when it comes to being a dope MC. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and this talent is a really fine crop. And then following that, then too, is going to be all the previous winners who've won it performing back to back on that stage. So people who've won it before, we just had our season 4 finale last night. So they're all going to be getting their own sets on Soundset through us.
Dope. That's going to be awesome, man. And if they need beats, tell them to holler at K-Murdock. He's got fire.
So k-murdock, being in DC, do you find there's much of a regional go-go influence on your production because of how large it is out there?
Sometimes, I mean, more, yeah, because of the heavy percussive and then just like the funk and stuff. Like, but honestly, like that's not really what I'm into. So it influences me in the sense of it's pervasive, it's around, but I don't really make stuff. More of my stuff is like more akin to DJ Spinner or Nicolay, people like that, like very spacey but soulful. So yeah, but you can't help but hear it like literally everywhere. Go-go is like everywhere.
So in your beat making creative process, do you find that you begin with a sample you like that you want to incorporate into, or do you find that sometimes it's the drums first and then you find around that?
Always a sample. I usually always start with the sample. I'm not a lot of producers like Dilla, rest in peace, are from a background where they're drummers. So a lot of them start like with a groove or a pocket or break beat. If I do start with drums, it's a break beat because I'm not admittedly the best like original drum programmer, but like samples are like my thing. So samples and melodies.
So do you have any productions you've done that you're particularly proud of that you wish were more well known amongst your fan base?
There's a track, I mean, I'm not just saying this because he's right next to me, but off our first collaboration, Forever Famicom, we did a track called The Girl with the Makeup. And to this day, like that's my favorite probably song that I've done with Ran. We've done like 60 songs together. So yeah. So
that's a good one. It's a great story I told about growing up and learning not to try to spend too much time trying to impress other people and then try to be the best person you can be and be true to yourself. And it was a real lesson that I learned, trying to impress the one girl who wore makeup in my high school class and falling flat on my face because she liked me for maybe who I was or not who I was trying to pretend to be. And a very important lesson. Girl with the makeup. Check it out.
Sweet. So where can people find you guys?
Well, you can find me at megaran.com. You can find us collectively, Random Beats IO, which is the label that we run together, putting out great music from great musicians. And you can find me on Twitter, which is megaran. It looks like Meg Ryan when it's really close together, but it's not because of the capital R, but it's not. And k-murdock.
Neosonics, Neosonix, through social media.
All right, k-murdock, Megaran, thanks so much for being here today for Go 95.3. I'm Chaz Kangas. This is as good as it gets.